This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
Glad to have you with us on Financial Straight Talk. Of course, it's all powered by Wadadley Financial Group. He's the founder, president, and investment advisor representative, Jim Fox. I'm Kevin McAlpin, and of course, we thank you so much for being part of the show. Obviously, you're listening to this program today. You're taking an interest in your own retirement. If you'd like to learn more about any of the topics that Jim and I have covered over the course of today's show, including some of those things you can start thinking about even when you're 10 years away from retirement, it might feel like you've got plenty of time. You can kick that can down the road, but you want to stay in front of it. You want to have that plan in place. And if you're looking for someone to talk more about with it, that number to reach Jim Fox and his team at Wadadley Financial Group, 321-414-7526. 321-414-PLAN, or online, it's getfst.com. Jim, I was reading a really interesting article here recently on gobankingrates.com, and they were telling the story of a woman named Agnes. Now, listen to this. Agnes saved as much as she could for retirement, but she's got I guess it's a really good problem to have. She has more money than she knows what to do with. But Agnes is now 79 years old, and she's got some regrets. She realized she missed out on some opportunities to spend and make memories in her younger years. So, Jim, let me ask you, when folks come in and sit down and they put that spending plan together, how can you maybe help them flip that switch from saving mentality where they've been for, decades to, okay, you've saved, now it's your chance to go and enjoy it?
Yeah, I've got a better question for you before I get started. Why are we reading gobankingrates.com?
I don't know.
Because I don't know if anybody else caught that. We're like, for real, Kevin? Is that what we're doing? Did we turn you from the sports guy into the gobankingrates.com guy? I mean, I'm loving it.
Slowly but surely, we're getting
Melissa's
there.
like, what has happened to my husband?
He doesn't watch Sports Center anymore. He's reading gobankingrates.com.
Oh, man. But, it's right? Like, okay, so there's two types of folks right now that are listening. They're the people that go, that's me.
Right.
And then there's people that go, well, that lady's crazy. I would have spent that money, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why people have so much money, because they spend a lifetime developing discipline to save money. And then they get into retirement. And guess what? That discipline still exists, right? Mm-hmm. And if you remember just a few segments ago, and this is a quiz for you, Kevin.
Okay.
There was something that I talked to for all of our clients to make sure that they put together when we decide to start working together, so I can make sure that they're going out and doing anything. Do you remember what I called that list?
Go ahead.
It's my punch list.
Punch list. I knew it was construction related.
Yeah, it's a punch list. We're punching through things.
Right.
Why? Because what I've realized in all of these years, if we don't put something on paper, i.e. your retirement plan, if I don't have a structure on paper, you don't have a plan. Yes, I'm talking to you who says, well, I got my statements. That is not a plan. Those are statements, right? You want to understand how your money's going to work, but then you need to understand how your money's going to pay you. And if you don't say, I want to go run a marathon on the Great Wall of China, I want to go, I think Sturgis is this week or something, because I have clients that want to do that. So Sturgis, I want to, you talked about the round the world cruise. More power to you, not for me, but whatever. You push these things or you put them on the list. And our job is to check those boxes. Why? Why do I do that? Well, I'll never forget. There was a guy that I used to work with who was retired, and he came back part-time. And his name was Norris, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. And Norris said to me, I'm so bored in retirement, I needed to get another job. Now, I never wanted to hear that when I was 21 years old, okay? Mm-hmm. And I remember him saying how much money he had one time, and I was blown away by it. And then he said, well, one of the reasons why I have all this money is I only use 25 and 40-watt light bulbs in my house. Like, so really, are we going to be ramen noodles and 40-watt light bulbs in our house, right? That's not fun, okay?
Right.
So that's stuck with me over the years. And then I meet with people, and maybe it's a husband and a wife, and they've saved $5 million, and they have no children. What are you going to do with that?
Right.
You know, I have somebody I'm dealing with right now. They have $5 million. They're never going to spend it. I'm going to have to hit them with a stick to spend their money. And at a modest growth rate, based on their longevity and how long their family lives, in 20, 25 years, it's going to be worth $14 million. What? What are you thinking? I have another lady who literally, whoever takes the cats gets a couple $1 million. Think about that. Listen, it's balance. It's about understanding that you need to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. And everybody thinks if I get to fill in this blank, I'm going to be happy. Now I'm going to start spending my money. No, you don't, because then you go to the next one and the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, I said it at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to end the show saying the exact same thing. Retirement is a math problem with psychological issues, right? Because that's what it is. Do you have enough? Because there are two types of people. There are people who go, you know what? I got $400,000 saved. I'm retired. That RV is $350,000. I can do it. Let's go. Right? I don't condone that one either, by the way. Okay, that's probably not the best financial decision. But there's also people that have $3 million and go, well, you know, yeah, I don't think I'm not going to replace that toilet. I'll just use the other bathroom, right? I mean, it's crazy stuff that I hear.
Right.
So how do we fix it? What do we do so we don't become Agnes? It's all about having that punch list. What do you want to do? Not everybody wants to travel. I'm kind of blown away by it. Now, I don't love planes, to be honest with you, because I get exhausted with the airport thing. But not everyone wants to travel. Maybe it's giving back to your community. I've seen that on my punch list. I have a lady right now. She volunteers for the Red Cross and she travels all over the country and she loves it. Right. Maybe it's, you know, I'm sure that your sports, what was the thing that you did this past summer with Max, the fantasy camp, right? Isn't that what you did? Did they have volunteers there?
Oh, yeah.
Were they old dudes?
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were, right?
Yeah.
So my point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that money is a tool. All right. My dad always used to say, and Kevin, you've heard that, even though you're from Philly and you got all that thing going on, you still heard this before, I'm sure. Money makes good people better and bad people worse, right? And if you could just take your money and if you could go and just enjoy life, maybe it's do the things you love to do. Maybe it's bringing joy to other people. But what you don't want to do is be Agnes and be 79 years old and be part of the coulda, woulda, shoulda club.
Right.
All right. I could have done this. I would have done that if I would have had more time. And boy, I should have done this, right? You don't want to be there. You don't want to do those things. You want to make sure that you're enjoying yourself. You know, I say it time and time again. Money is a tool. Retirement is a math problem. We know you're only going to live for so long, right? There's all these pieces. But if you don't realize that money gives you the freedom to do the things you love, I don't know what I can do for you. You know, that people love to quote scripture all the time. And I have to remind them, they say, you know, money is the root of all what?
Evil.
But that's not the scripture. It's not the scripture. See, that's what people want to say because it fits their narrative. I don't have money because that's the root of all evil. No. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. Isn't it funny how like we just leave out like CNN loves to leave out stuff and so does Fox, right? They play the narrative. What I want you guys to understand, money is a tool. My job is to help you figure out how to use your tools. That's all we do day in and day out is help you find ways to use your tools. I'll never forget Debbie, and this will be the last story, I promise you. But Debbie has a special place in my heart. She was a client of mine, and I didn't know that she knew my mom, right? I met her later on in life after my mom passed away. And she goes, "You're Jimmy Fox, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I am." She goes, "You're Ethel's boy, right?" I'm like, "Yep." And she goes, "I saw you naked." I'll never forget it as long as I live. She was the L&D nurse the day that my mom gave birth to me.
Wow.
And she knew my mom, and obviously because she worked at Wusthof with my mom. And Debbie was an amazing nurse. Love her to death. She was so awesome. She never got married, never had kids. And she eventually passed away. And one of the things, she got sick before she passed away. One of the things that she wanted to do was help make a difference in people's lives with all this money that she saved. And she didn't know how to do it. And we sat down, Kevin, and we spent the better part of a year as she was terminal figuring out what is a good legacy plan for her. And I am honored to be, the guy that was delivering $15,000, $20,000, $10,000, dollar checks, right, from death claims to people so their grandkids can go to school because the neighbor's kid, was an upcoming artist and all these things. This is what I'm talking about. It's not about shiny objects. It's not about fancy trips. It's about making a difference. All of us have a different definition when it comes to how we're going to use our money, and it's up to you and I to work together to figure out how to make that happen. Please don't become Agnes. Please don't be 79 and go, wow, I should have done something different. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your money. You busted your butt for it. Let's make it work. Kevin, throw out that number and let's wrap this show up.
321-414-7526 is the number. Again, 321-414-7526. Of course, that spells out plan as well. 321-414-PLAN. Online, it's getfst.com. If you'd like to try to avoid sounding like a similar situation to Agnes, if you're looking to try to find a way to make those memories in your younger years of retirement, not something you want to try to figure out on your own, folks, Jim Fox and the team at Wadadley Financial Group, they are here to help. Again, 321-414-7526. Jim, we are quickly running out of time once again on this week's show. They say time flies when you're having fun, and I know I always have fun when we do this show together. But before we say goodbye for the weekend, I'm going to leave the floor all yours for the final word.
Thank you, brother. Well, guys, every week, Kevin and I want to say thank you. We know that you've got tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're just honored to be one of those resources. So like you said, if there's anything we can do, pick up the phone, give us a call. We're here to answer those questions. But with all that being said, on behalf of myself and Mr. Kevin Mack, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.